Hi there, welcome to another video here from Howard Piano Industries. I'm Steve Howard, even though you can't see me, I'm here. But today we're going to show you how to replace the knuckles on grand piano hammer shanks. Okay, so here we've got, of course, we got the hammer from a grand piano, and this is the shank, and then you've got the flange at the end of it. And right here, this piece right here is the knuckle. Okay, so the knuckle sits on top of the whipping, and it's pushed up by the repetition lever on top of the whipping, and that makes it go up and down. Now the knuckle is also there's a slot in the top of that repetition lever that's got a hole in it that the jack pokes up through. Okay, and the jack pushes up on the bottom of this knuckle. Okay, so as you can see, if you can see, the shape of this knuckle is kind of flattened on the bottom. In fact, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but there's quite a deep groove where the jack slides up and down. Okay, so that's kind of a sign that you should either possibly try to recondition those, but most likely you need to replace these knuckles because it really affects the touch and the playability and everything of the grand piano action. So today we're going to show you how to replace these. They're it's not too difficult of a job with the right tools and so forth, but we sell the knuckles on our website along with the tool that we're going to be showing you how to remove the knuckle. But first of all, you want to be able to take the knuckle off. Okay, but before you do that, you want to make sure, of course, that you get the right knuckles. There's a couple different sizes. There's I think it's 8mm, 9mm, and 10mm is what we have available. So you want to check the diameter of that. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell if they're flattened on the bottom, which means they might kind of bulge out on the sides. But sometimes you can kind of squeeze that together a little bit and get a little bit more of a round shape to it, and then just measure the diameter of it across the side face of the knuckle, okay, to see how many millimeters it is. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the knuckle from the shank. Now, when we talk about worn knuckles, you can replace, especially if you're replacing the hammers as well. You can replace the whole shank. A set of shanks is a lot more costly than it is for just the knuckles, but if you have pinning, if the pinning on the flange needs done as well, then you kind of got to weigh the pros and cons of replacing just the knuckle and repinning all those flanges, or just buying new shanks and flanges, which that can be a benefit. Maybe costs a little bit more, but there's maybe less work in it too, so you don't have to replace the knuckles and do the repinning of the flange. So, but today we're just going to show you. Say you're going to keep your hammers. These hammers are in pretty rough condition, but if you were going to keep your hammers and just kind of resurface them, get them cleaned up and stuff, and you wanted those knuckles to work a little bit better, this is the good way to do it, is just replace the knuckles. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is there's a little bit of a glue collar. Well, it's not a collar, but it's a little line there at the front and back of the where the base of the knuckle goes into the shank, and I'm just gonna take a utility knife and scrape that off, okay, because it'll come off a lot easier if you do it that way. So I'm going to do that, because otherwise it can, don't ask me how I know this, but it can crack the shank, and you don't want that to happen. So just a little precaution to try to avoid some possible problems. So once you do that, we have next our tool here. This is our knuckle extracting pliers, which we have these available as well. But all you're going to do, it's real simple with the tool, is you're going to put it down around the base of the knuckle and then just squeeze, and what that does is that pulls the knuckle right out. Okay, so fairly simple. And then you can see that you've got a slot there, and what I'm going to do is clean up this glue that's left. Okay, and this fortunately was installed with hide glue, so that makes it a lot easier for um, putting or taking the old ones out. Okay, so here we can see we took the old knuckle out. Still got a little bit of glue there, but we'll be disposing of those. Okay, now I use, if you're doing a whole set of knuckles, you might as well use hide glue. It's the hot hide glue. It's the best glue for it, and you know, it's not like something you're going to be doing on the field where it's not convenient to do the hot hide glue. You can use wood glue, but if you ever have to replace the knuckles again, you know, it's a little bit harder to get them apart. Though if you're replacing them once, most likely the next time it's done you're going to be replacing the whole thing anyway. So you have to kind of determine if you want to use hide glue or wood glue. Okay, so I've got my glue pot here ready. Hopefully it's a little bit, the glue's a little bit thin, but it'll work. So, and then what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue here to fill that slot. Okay, and then take my new knuckle and put it in the slot. Okay, and because my glue is a little bit thin, it's oozing out on the sides, but just wipe that a little bit. And it's good if you can get a little bit of that glue collar on the front and the back as well when you're doing it, because that kind of gives it some stability. So we put that in there. It doesn't take much. Just make sure that it's centered, you know, from side to side, so it's not sticking out one side or the other. Make sure you don't get glue on the top surface of the knuckle, because that can make it sticky and not work very well. So once you've done that, just let it set. And usually what I'll do is I'll set it like that to let the glue dry. And over here we've got one that's already, I did a little bit earlier. As you can see, it's got a little bit of that glue collar on the front and the, let me get the right angle. There you go. A little bit of glue coming out there. So that one's done. And this one I just did probably about 10 minutes ago, and it's already pretty solid. You know, hide glue dries pretty fast. That's the other advantage of hot hide glue, is it dries pretty quickly. So so that one's done there. So basically that's it. You go through and do that. Fairly simple process. And we've got, again, the knuckles available on our website, howardpianoindustries.com, along with the knuckle extracting pliers. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have lots of piano tuning and repair videos for you to see. Thanks.